What do you want to do with me?
I want to show you off to my ex-wife to make her really jealous. Oh, man!
I met a girl, and she is a game changer.
She's your soulmate, right? Go get her back.
Wow, how old are you?
I'm in love with her, and I don't know what to do about it.
I don't know when you and I stopped being us. You know, when I told you that I had to work late, I really went to see the new Twilight movie by myself. And it was so bad.
I should have fought for you.
Take off your shirt.
Why?
Will you take off your shirt?
This movie was what I would call
Seriously?
cute. It wasn't mind-blowingly funny, but it wasn't a dud either. There were times during the movie where I found myself very intrigued, and others when I was wondering when it was going to end. So if you're wondering whether or not to go see it, which is currently playing at the Riv, save your $3.50 and order it from Redbox. There might not be much of a difference in price, but you can at least watch it from the comfort of your own home. The only reason I would go back to the Riv and see it again was to go see Ryan Gosling. But overall, not one of the best. Stay tuned to WMCM. Skylar Holloway will be back with this weekend's weather.
Meet Pistachio, a domestic medium-haired kitten. Male, fun-loving, and outgoing. He loves to play and needs a loving home. Here we have England, a domestic short-hair, buff tiger in white, male, very fun and playful, very energetic, loves to be around people and receive lots of love and attention, has a wonderful personality, and he needs a home to always love and care for him. And here we have Debbie, a shepherd mix. She's 7 to 8 months old, full of life, playful and spunky, ready to have fun, and already knows how to sit, but she would love to learn new tricks. Finally, we have Bentley. He is a Shih Tzu Terrier mix, 4.5 months old, a super fluff ball, and as you can see, very energetic.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Hey, I'm Skylar Holloway with this week's weather. Today is going to be a high of 52 and a low of 30. Tomorrow will be a high of 57 and a low of 37. So if you're going out at nighttime, you probably want to grab a jacket. Saturday will be a high of 59 and a low of 46. And Sunday will be mostly sunny, so we'll have another nice day like today with a high of 57 and a low of 37. And we're going to Kelly with this week's interview.
Thank you. I am here with Jerry Gurton, who is the director of From Up Here, the next production that UWL is going to be putting on. Thank you for coming to see me today.
Thanks for having me.
I have a couple of questions. Obviously, UWL is putting on this play From Up Here by Liz Flahive. And could you just take us through the story a little bit?
Well, it's very interesting. Every once in a while, a play comes along that's very relevant exactly for right now. And that's what this play From Up Here is about. It's about school violence in school. It's about bullying, school terrorism, if you will. Only it attacks it from a different viewpoint, the viewpoint of after the event is over. When you hear about this, you might think, oh, there's going to be guns, there's going to be bloody. None of that. It's all after the whole event, and how this young man has to readjust going back to school. You deal with his family, kind of a dysfunctional family, with his sister, and then what he goes through when he goes back to school. And eventually you find out why he did what he did. He didn't shoot anybody, the gun wasn't even loaded, but nevertheless he still was punished severely for it and had to come back to school.
Right. I read this script actually this summer, and I was really intrigued because, like you said, it does take the position of the boy who actually brought the gun to school. No shooting actually occurs, but what's really actually interesting is that you see a different perspective. You see it from the perspective of the boy who is dealing with this.
Right, and you know, sometimes we think that bullying has to be like push him down, knock him over, step on him, punch him in the gut. It doesn't have to be that way. A lot of bullying is really passive aggressive. And eventually in this show, the boy tells why, and everybody is really, you know, kind of taken aback that this is what brought him to it. But when you look at the number of kids, number of teenagers that are bullied every day, starting when they're very young. You know, we were talking about it the other night at rehearsal, and almost everybody has been bullied at one time or another. And sometimes physically bullied, sometimes just, like I said, that passive-aggressive kind that's, oh, you know, just maybe name-calling or ignoring, that kind of thing. So the event itself is not the particular important part of this play. It's the after the event and his family. It's very interesting, and if you have any dealings with teenagers, or the next time you have any contact and like with high school or middle school, how important it is for these kids to make a connection and not feel isolated.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly, it was great to read the script. I felt honestly like I connected with the boy. I found him to be a victim. I mean, not necessarily a victim, but you know, at the same time, it teaches you a lesson, which is, I think a lot of people should go see this production, just because it teaches you a lesson about just making one connection, reaching out and just making a small connection.
And he is a victim. That doesn't mean what he did was okay. That doesn't mean that the event itself and that terrorist was right and that he had the right to do that. But he was a victim before that, and maybe it could have been prevented. Maybe if somebody had just noticed or said hello or kind of recognized that he was being bullied and taken him aside as a friend, that event wouldn't happen. And you know, we read about it all the time. Even in this part of our Midwest world, we hear about guns being taken to school and violence in school and bullying and teenage suicides. And it's a very important topic. And I think everybody that sees the play will come away with a better understanding of what's going on with that and how maybe they can help.
Do you think that's what the author, what she wanted in the end?
I think so. I think she wanted to write a play that would make people more aware of the problems that we have. Like I said, they don't have to be big problems. They don't have to be Columbine. They don't have to be Virginia. They can be just one little event that would be very traumatic for the school in the area.
And I do think that it draws attention to, I mean, the fact that Columbine, such a huge problem and epic event, but what people don't understand and what you do see in this play is the number of times it almost happened,
right,
or the number of times it could have, led up to that.
And a really interesting event, we open on Wednesday night, November 9th, and Dr. Russell Vaden, who is on the psychology faculty here, is bringing a panel of school psychologists and school counselors, and they're coming and they'll have a little talk back after the play. So if you're interested in coming, like I said, if you work with teenagers, come that night and maybe you'll have some extra insight coming away from the event. We had a talk with the cast the other night, he did, and it's just the myths about school terrorism and the actual truth about them is so different. You know, when you hear it on TV, and the media sensationalizes a lot of it, but there's a lot of really interesting and important things going on that isn't sensationalized.
Right. It must have been, I just think about directing. I mean, I've been a part of shows, and obviously you've done a lot of directing. We talked about that earlier. There is so much that goes into directing a play and, all the character work and everything. Can you give us an idea of everything that goes on at one night in rehearsal?
Well, if you had about 5 years, I could probably tell you.
I know.
But I know what you're asking, and that is a lot of people think, oh, they go to a play, and it's, oh, they must have gotten together a few times before this and gone over their lines. And we're actually, of course, depending on the play, the length of the play and all of that, but we had auditions the first day of classes, and then we had a little break from that, and then we started rehearsal. Generally for a play you'll have 20, 25, 30 rehearsals that are between 2 and 3 hours each. There are 8 young student actors in this play. The play from up here is all student design and with their faculty advisors. So there are 12, 15 people working on it. And we've been working on it for several weeks. So it doesn't just happen overnight.
I can't wait to see it. So it opens
Wednesday,
next week?
November 9th, and it runs the 9th through the 12th at 7:30, and Sunday, November 13th at 2 o'clock.
I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will be back with sports and Perfect Pets. P.S.
Fact: University of Wisconsin-La Crosse is ranked the #2 college in the Midwest.
UW-La Crosse is ranked number 34 for out-of-state students among public universities nationwide.
UW-La Crosse is ranked as one of the most military-friendly schools in the nation.
UW-La Crosse is number 24 among medium colleges and universities for Peace Corps volunteers.
Again, the number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. The UW-La Crosse Eagles had a thrilling overtime victory over the UW-Oshkosh Titans last Saturday as the Eagles were victorious 30-24. La Crosse took the opening kickoff and drove 70 yards as Ben Hertramp scored on a 28-yard run. The Eagles soon got the ball back and made good on a 37-yard field goal attempt, putting the Eagles up 10-0. Oshkosh and La Crosse both put up points once more before scoring at the half. UWL would take a commanding 70-point lead at halfway through the third, only to have the Titans bounce back and tally an unanswered 17 straight points to force overtime. Oshkosh won the toss and channeled their inner Matt Hasselbeck and said, "We want the ball and we're going to score." However, like the 2004 Seahawks, they did not score and missed a 34-yard field goal. The Titans then had a costly miscue on defense with a pass interference call to put the Eagles on the 12-yard line, leading to Hertramp's third touchdown of the game. This was La Crosse's first overtime win since a 49-47 shootout with River Falls in 2009. Hertramp put the hurt on the Titans, finishing with 182 yards on 31 rushes, while quarterback Mike Butterfield finished with 71 yards on 13 carries and a score. He also threw for 164 yards, completing 14 of 27 passing attempts. Be sure to visit Veterans Stadium this Saturday as the UW River Falls Falcons come to town to take on the Eagles in UWL's home finale. From football, to football, UW-La Crosse's girls soccer team took on UW Stout and managed to edge out a 1-0 victory over the Blue Devils during the 15th minute. UWL's Taylor Baker scored the only goal of the game and her third goal of the season. Sagan shutout Pizen Grilly represents the number 0 on the back of her jersey well as she recorded her 10th shutout of the season, finishing with 5 saves. Senior defender Jamie Wipes was selected as the WIAC Defensive Player of the Week, helping limit Stout to only 5 shots on goal during the game. La Crosse improves their record to 10-5-2 on the season and will face UW Oshkosh in the WIAC tournament semifinal today. Bring home the W, ladies. UWL men's cross-country team raced to the finish as they placed second in the WIAC championships last Saturday. The Eagles ended up with 64 team points, but it wasn't enough to beat UW Oshkosh on their way to their 10th conference title in school history with 51 points. UWL junior Josh Call finished the 8,000-meter course in 24 minutes and 58 seconds. Good enough for third place. And the cross-country team races on as they will head to the Division III Midwest Regional at Rock Island, Illinois. Good luck, boys. And that's it for this week's sports. So.
All right. Well, thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. Make sure to join us next week, Thursday at 4:30 right here on Campus Channel 6, Charter Channel 96, and Digital Cable Channel 989.